We got ourselves a two-game set here as the Arizona Diamondbacks head out to Fenway Park to take on the Major League best 36-10 Boston Red Sox. Of course, this game has some crazy storylines with Mookie returning to Fenway for the first time since signing with the Arizona Diamondbacks this offseason. On the mound today for Boston in Game 1 of the two-game set would be Jake Junis, 3-2, 4.21 ERA on the campaign as he gets Nick Williams down looking on the strikeout. And then here's Mookie Betts. First at bat back in Boston. He got a standing ovation of cheers, believe it or not. He did win them a World Series in 2018, and that's all the fan base needed. Tiny bit of boos, but for the most part, he was cheered. Here's Frankie Montas on the mound, just his second start, as he's mainly been the long reliever, but he's pitched a lot better than John Duplantier, who now owns that role, and Montas has a spot in the regular rotation as he strikes out Xander Bogaerts. Nice one right there. And then 6-4-3 double play. The Diamondbacks infield is more chemistry than a science project. Plenty of double plays in this ball game would kill both of these teams as we advance to the second inning. Here is David Peralta, and that one is barely over the fence in right center field, and the Diamondbacks are on the board. Peralta's 10th of the season, coming off an all-star campaign, his first all-star nod of his career, and he tried to get another one as he is past 30, so it's quite the accomplishment as we move to bottom of the second inning. Red Sox trying to get on the fun, as that was almost a home run for Rafael Devers. If it weren't for the monster being that damn tall, it would not be an issue, and the Red Sox aren't going to score, as it would just be a fly out to center. Williams able to make the play as we advance to inning number 3. So, runner on, and nobody out, but that would change quite quickly. 6-4-3 double play. That's Mookie Betts, by the way, who grounded into the double play. Didn't get a standing ovation. He only got the one standing ovation, but he did get cheers in every single at-bat during this series, and I would say well-deserved, as he brought Boston a title, won him an MVP. As there's Moustakas with the ground rule double, then Marcell Ozuna draws a walk. So runners on the corners, runners on base, not on the corners. 2 outs for Jake Lamb. That one's actually pretty deep out into right field. Warning track power. However, it would be caught by the Red Sox to end the frame. Now into the bottom of the third. Eduardo Nunez is more blind than Helen Keller. I don't know what he was swinging at. An outside slider, and outside is to say the least. And then the catcher Blake Swihart goes down as well. And then Xander Bogaerts would finish out the hat trick for the inning as Frankie Montas is on a roll. Now on to inning number 5. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a bomb. Nicky Williams with that one, as Nick Williams, the former Philadelphia Philly, will extend the lead, his 7th home run of the season. Diamondbacks now up 2-0, as that was an absolute moonshot. However, same cannot be said for Mookie Betts, who is now 0 for 3. Third baseman made a bobble on it, but he was able to recover. As we now advance to the bottom of the 5th. And runner on, now runners on the corners, as that one would go off of the monster. So quite the opportunity here for Boston, but Blake Swihart would strike out, and it wouldn't really matter. As we go on to the 6th inning, part-time ball player, full-time sniper, Wellington Castillo guns him down. Excellent play right there by the catcher, who's more of an offensive guy, but he was very good behind the plate today in this series. As Mookie Betts now 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Here's Justin Bour drawing a walk from Lucius Summers, the relief pitcher. As you can see, Montas' day did end after 6. So 2 on, 1 out, and the Red Sox would drive in a run as they cut the lead in half to make it 2-1. And this is quite the opportunity here for the Red Sox to try to make something out of it. But I told you, double plays would kill them. That's going to be an out right there for a double play for the Red Sox. We get a look at the foul ball with a bunch of people writing on it. So now on to the 8th inning. Mike Moustakas, 2 doubles so far in this game, but why not add the hat trick? As Moustakas 3 for 4 with 3 two-baggers. He would finish with 12 on the season after this game, as the most former Royal and Brewer has been excellent this year after a pretty slow start. There's Marcell Ozuna striking out, so huge out right there for the Red Sox as we advance to the bottom of the 8th. 8th, 4-6-3 double play. That's Mookie at second, the catalyst of the double play. Now into the 9th, Robert Robertson strikes out right there. Nice pitch from Hector Neris. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Archie Bradley on the mound to get the save. 21 saves this season, only one blown. The reigning National League reliever of the year. He's one of the best, as his first batter is former Diamondback J.D. Martinez, who draws a walk. Then after that, it's Rafael Devers. He will draw a walk. So 2-1, nobody out, and it would be Justin Bour. Better double check that one as he checks the swing, and then to finish off the game, 4-6-3 double play. Diamondbacks get the win, 2-1, as the infield was clutch. Archie Bradley got into a little bit of a jam, but it did not matter. Frankie Montas with 6 shutout innings, and the Boston Red Sox lose just their 11th game of the season as they are set to take on the 38-19 Diamondbacks. It'll be Todd Woodruff on the mound, 5-1, 3.61 ERA. He's been really solid this season. One of the better young pitchers on this team is the first batter here in the bottom of the first. Would be Xander Bogaerts, who rips a single up the middle, just a little. So that put a runner on, but story of the game, double play, almost. Last game was about double plays. This time was about almost getting double plays. Then it'll be a walk for J.D. Martinez. Then Rafael Devers draws a walk, so bases are juiced. 1 out. Could it be salami time? Not quite, but it would be an out. Run would score. So this game is now 1-0. Boston Red Sox would take the lead. I haven't done my Boston accent yet. So with 2 outs, another walk, bases juiced again, and Jackie Bradley Jr. would strike out. So Todd Woodruff and the Diamondbacks are lucky to only have allowed 1. As here's Robbie Erlin, 5-1 of the season. Pretty good ERA. He's going to walk Mookie Betts. Betts got another standing ovation in this game. Only his first at-bat, but still good to see the Boston fans respecting him, even though he did leave their team. It wouldn't matter, though. The walk wouldn't matter, at least, as Diamondbacks couldn't score. On to the bottom of the second. Wellington, guns blazing Castillo. He had 2 throwouts in this series, and he's an offensive catcher, like I said earlier, which is pretty crazy. Robbie Erlin strikes out Pavin Smith. It's now on to the bottom of the third. 2-1, 2 outs. That one's at the track. Most ballparks it wouldn't be, but since we're at Fenway Park, things are weird here. So we go to the 4th inning. That one goes off of the monster here for Arizona. 2 runners on. In scoring position, might I add. 1 out. That's a double for, I believe, Marcelo Zuna, but it wouldn't matter. David Peralta striking out, ending the frame. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. Eduardo Nunez up at the plate, and the veteran would get a beauty into right field. That one would go over the fence for a ground rule double, so getting a runner in scoring position early. Then, batter after that goes off of the green monster. Nunez would score, and Boston would make it a 2-0 lead, as they would double it. And they are hitting better than they were last game. The inning would end. That would end Todd Woodruff's day. Only 4 innings, but his pitch count was at 107. So he needs to do a better job of cleaning up some of the mistakes. So we go to the 5th inning. Arizona starting on with a runner in scoring position, but it almost wouldn't matter, as another failed double play. Simeon would score, so now the Diamondbacks would make it 2-1. There's J.D. Martinez striking out right there on Duplantier. Those two were never former teammates, but I guess they were in the same organization at the same time. As we go later in the bottom 5, actually the next batter, Rafael Devers, places that one in the perfect spot, and that'll be a triple for the young third baseman. Red Sox have a chance to drive him in, and that's what they would do, as Justin Bour would ground out. Marcus Semien does not throw home. He'd just get the force out at first. So Boston will make it 3-1 as we advance to the top of the 6th. Here's Mookie Betts. He would ground out as Betts unable to beat out the throw. He did hustle, one of his best qualities as a Red Sox. And then there's Marcus Semien striking out as well. So now top 7, Pavin Smith. He would go down swinging into it. An ugly, ugly pitch right there. So now bottom 7, Rafael Devers going down on a cutter. Duplantier still in the game. He would actually go all the way until the 8th inning. As there's Marcelo Zuna swinging at something in the dirt, unable to get to first in time. And we get another beautiful look at the great green monster. So now bottom 8. There's Duplantier getting the strikeout looking, and then Andrew Miller on for the save. Miller was a Diamondback last year for about half of the season. So let's see if Arizona can get revenge on their former teammate, as Mookie Betts is gunned down. Betts and Miller were obviously never teammates in Arizona, but they were teammates back in Boston in Miller's first stint as a Red Sox, and then Rob Robertson would fly out, and the Red Sox get the win by a score of 3-1. So both teams tie the series. I don't know where I got sweep from. Both teams tie the series, which I don't think either team can be too mad about. Both teams, especially pitching-wise, were all pretty solid.